Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do a quick update on the rental nodes, the black gold rental licenses that were supposed to be available yesterday. If you guys are in my Telegram, you already know what happened. The website crashed because of all the incoming traffic, which I kind of anticipated. I knew that, anytime you put a specific time for people to buy something and you have a big of a community that IX Global has, over 100,000 brand ambassadors worldwide, there's going to be a risk that you're going to crash the site. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. So we'll talk a little bit about it and what is going to be happening moving forward. Before I get started with this update, do want to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. Definitely not giving you any type of financial advice. There is a tremendous amount of risk in crypto. And if you're going to get into it, make sure you do your own research, your own due diligence, and you only put in funds you're okay losing, okay? Funds you can afford to lose. Also, follow me on Telegram. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. Also, feel free to subscribe to my backup channel. I'm going to start leaving links for that in the description box down below. That way, you can sub to that channel. If something were to happen to my main channel, that's where I'm going to be posting updates. That way, you never miss a beat. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yesterday, around 6 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Mountain time, that was the time frame that Joe Martinez, who was the founder and CEO of the company, on the global corporate call earlier in the day, he said the rental licenses will be available in your back office around that time. Now, again, they were anticipating a high amount of traffic. That's why they kind of spread out they spread out the availability of these licenses. Okay, if you watched my update yesterday, then you know that 2,500 licenses would be um, released. It was supposed to be released yesterday to Wednesday, and then 2,500 on Thursday, and then 10,000 on Friday, and that gives them time to kind of spread out the availability of these licenses, so they can hopefully, or the plan was that they can keep the website traffic a little bit down. They can maintain it quite and manage it quite a bit. And once the 2,500 licenses were sold, they would take it out of the back office, give their team on the back end time to kind of catch up and work out any kinks, right? Because again, this is a kind of a beta sale, if you want to call it that. And then Thursday they would sell 2,500, and then they hopefully they would have worked out any kinks at that point. Then they'll release the 10,000 on Friday. At least that was the original plan. Now again, there's only 15,000 of these licenses available, these rental licenses available, and there's 100,000 brand ambassadors worldwide and growing every day, right? So you could imagine the demand for these things. Again, there's no other way you can actually mine black gold. Black gold licenses are completely sold out. They were going for $6,000 per license in the back office, in IX's back office, and I think they were selling for about $50,000 retail on the in the Deadbox website. So again, there was no other way to mine these things. So these rental licenses, people were like, man, they want to start mining these things, especially people who maybe missed out on black gold because they're just joining the company now. Um, they want to be able to mine it. So again, you can imagine the demand for these licenses is off the charts, right? So you can see here they posted this over. This was on Facebook. Um, Servers were crashed. There were 50,000 unique visitors out at the same time looking to log into their back office and perhaps try to purchase these rental licenses. Again, they limited these licenses three per person, and even with the limitation on how many they were going to release, the limitation on how many per person can get, still there was a tremendous amount of traffic. So again, you could imagine, as these 50,000 people were trying to log in at the same time, of course, inevitable, the website did crash. Okay. And I believe it's still, they're still having some server issues now. So they're updating the servers as we speak. This was the official, let me give you the official post on their Telegram. So it says here postponement of BLGD rentals due to high demand. Let me start off by apologizing in advance. We have officially maxed out our servers, over 50,000 unique visitors. Um, this is a cause for celebration and learning. We are working to upgrade our CPU as we speak. With that being said, I'm going to push back the official release of Black Gold Rentals until our system can handle the volume of simultaneous unique user sessions. Please be patient as we resolve this issue. Once we have a solution, we will send a message as to when you can purchase. So I'm pretty sure, they're working as we speak around the clock looking for a solution to this because, again, the website traffic is crazy. Now think about this for a second. There was 50,000 people trying to log in. Now, what happens when people are trying to log in on, let's say, a desktop, right, or a laptop, and they can't get in? I mean, most people are pretty savvy in this space, right? What they'll do is they'll get on their phone. They'll get on their phone and try to log in, right? Or vice versa. Let's say they try to log in on their phone, they can't get in, they'll jump on their laptop, maybe even jump on. So that obviously doubled the visitors, right? Just people trying to log in on another device probably doubled the visitors, right? And in fact, I believe that there was one point I was listening to an update video. There was at one point 100,000 unique visitors at one time. So easily double that amount just by people trying to log in on another device. Now, some people, weren't satisfied there. They couldn't log onto their device. They jump onto another browser, right? They're on Chrome. Maybe they jumped on Brave. They all of a sudden, the visitors are going crazy. Now, on top of that, people don't just log in, and you're probably guilty of this too. So was I, right? And be honest here, okay? Let's say you try to log in, you can't log in. What do? 5 minutes later, you try to log in, right? And then 5 minutes later, you try to log in. And like every 5 or 10 minutes, you're trying to log in. All of this is crashing the site, guys. So all of this just to say that they pushed back the black gold rentals. They're going to figure out a solution. I don't exactly know what that solution is. I'm kind of waiting for an update, just like everybody else. In the meanwhile, our licenses, our nodes on the debt box site, they're mining away. I have 7 NatG licenses that are mining. I was looking to get a couple other licenses, aluminum. I was looking to get some Explore. Grow right now is going through the roof, and with Grow licenses, you get BNB rewards every month. But I can't purchase them right now because the website is down. If I go to the site, um, let me show you what you'll see right here. Okay, so this is kind of what's going on with the site. So they'll figure this out. I mean, these guys are smart guys. I mean, they have they run a pretty big operation. The company's been around for 2.5 years. I mean, you guys know the accolades. Over 100,000 brand ambassadors. They paid out over $50 million in commissions in 2.5 years. More than that, I think. I'm lowballing that. So these guys run a pretty big operation. But like I said, when you do something like this and there's a specific time and people are looking to log in at the same time, it will crash the site. So we're going to wait for them to make an update. A couple of other updates I wanted to mention too. For licenses, okay, let's say you want to buy NatG licenses. Okay, some of you guys have hit me up with this already, and we've helped a couple of you guys with a solution. But let's say you buy a NatG license, and let's say you want to go in and buy another NatG license. And sometimes you'll go back there and then you won't see that option. You won't see the option to buy a single NatG license. They're only giving you an option for 2 licenses or 3 licenses or 4 licenses, like a bulk buy. And you're saying, well, I just want to buy one. You know what I mean? I don't really want to buy 2 or 3. I'm not in a position to buy 2 or 3 at one time right now. I just want to buy one, add another license so I can kind of mine more of these tokens. If you're having that issue, hit us up, get us your username. We'll forward it and get them to fix it in your back office to give you the option to buy one more. The reason why that happens, guys, just so you know, is the system, the back office wasn't really designed for nodes. Okay, if you kind of look back at what they've done, the nodes, these licenses are fairly recent. It's like 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Their first year and a half, they weren't in the, they weren't marketing these nodes. Okay, they only secured the reseller rights to these nodes with Debtbox like 9 months ago or 10 months ago. Okay, so previous to that, they were marketing forex products, right? They have a travel app, they have e-commerce app, they have training courses for trading. They have a social site, a social app. So they were building with those services before the nodes, and they're still building. They still have those services, by the way, because the nodes are only one vertical in their whole product suite. There's other services that these guys market. So the website wasn't designed for nodes. Okay, so it was designed for these subscription based services, and then they added the nodes. So again, it is a little glitchy. Where if you purchased a node already on that, let's say a Nat G license, and you want to buy one more single one, it only gives you the option to buy them in bulk, and you don't want to do that. They're fixing that, by the way. Okay, they're behind the scenes. They're fixing all that, and we're not going to have that issue, for much longer. However, if you want to buy a single node or a single license, hit me up. Shoot me a message with your username, and I'll get that remedied for you, and you'll be able to go back there and buy a single node. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. One more quick thing. Let me go back on Telegram. Um, let me find. Okay. All right. So this is their English channel, their announcement channel, right? And here, you can get, I would recommend, following them on this channel. That way you get updates and announcements in real time. Okay, this was their post that I reposted over on my Telegram. Here's a recap on the corporate call. Excuse me. So here's a recap on the corporate call, right? And yesterday on the corporate call, they actually recognized the people who have qualified for Awaken 4, which is going to be held in Barcelona. And I wasn't even paying attention, to be honest. I had one of our teammates message me over on Telegram saying, "Hey, I just saw your name in the thing." And if you look over here, out of 100,000 brand ambassadors, we are number 7, which is pretty cool. I know all these other people here um, got involved way before us. I mean, we've only been in for like 3 weeks and change, something like that. So all these people got in way before us, and yet we were still able to secure the number 7 spot here. So congratulations to you guys. Obviously, that's a reflection of the team. I had nothing to do with that. Okay. More important than that is that once they told me that I was on it, I started looking around, and yeah, pretty pumped that we have um, a couple of people on this thing. Okay. Now, some of them are kind of building in the background. Maybe they don't want to put their name out there, so I'm not going to highlight who they are. But we do have a handful of people that have qualified for um, for this event as well. So we're more pumped up about that than my name actually being there, because if you've ever been in network marketing before, it's about helping other people, building other people on your team having success, because their success, creates success for you. But yeah, super pumped about that. I actually looked back here and yeah, noticed there was a couple of people here on our team. So super excited about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Just a quick update, let you know that they're working out a solution for the black gold rental issue. They'll figure it out. Once they figure it out, they'll give us give us a solution for that, and then we'll move forward. Other than that, guys, just another quick update for I Global. Super bullish on this. Again, this is a long-term position. It's just an actual business that you can build. You can build a network in. If you don't want to build a network, that's fine. You can simply, purchase these licenses, set up your nodes, and mine these tokens. But again, this is not a pump and dump in and out deal. I mean, this is not something that you should get into and want to be out next month, or you're watching the percentages, looking for. I mean, this is a long term. You want to let the tokenomics work out, and have a longer term outlook, like 6 months, 12 months down the road. At least that's just what I'm doing with it. And right now we're just accumulating as many tokens as we can. Not really worried about the price. At some point, we will be worried about the price, but right now we're just trying to accumulate as much as we can. So just a quick update, guys. Again, follow me on Telegram, subscribe to this channel. I'll leave a link to my backup channel if you want to follow me over there, just in case something happens to this channel. That's where I'm going to be. And again, risk capital only, guys. All right, peace.